Hello, Cornwall people. Liz Fisher here again from the Cornwall Public Library. Hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to talk about seeds. Now, these are seeds that I got, I think from a hardware store. I'm not sure where I found them, but it is amazing that something as small as this has all the potential of growing into a plant. Now, that's really sort of tiny. It's maybe, I don't think it's even half an inch worth of a seed. But usually what you do with a seed is you dig a hole in some soil, put the seed in, cover it up, water it a little, put it out somewhere where the sun will shine, and magically it grows. But did you ever wonder what really was going on when it was growing? Well, if you tried to dig it up and look, it wouldn't work too well. But there is kind of a fun thing you can do with seeds, and I want to share this with you. Get yourself a jar, and this is just part of an old paper bag that I put about that high into the jar. And then I also took a paper towel. Pick out the paper towel. There's a paper towel behind. You can see it sticking up there behind this paper that is in the jar. And then I put the seeds in, right up against between the glass of the jar and the paper. Now, I put all the seeds in at the same time, and you'll realize, oh, here's a seed. It got big and fat. It's a lot bigger than this. It soaked up the water. That's why it got big and fat. And it's starting to grow something white that's going down. Do you know what that thing is? Well, if we move it around here to one of its brothers, those are roots. So it looks like the first thing this seed is doing is growing a root. But if we move it over to this other seed that's looks about the same size, it has some green coming out. So inside this seed is the potential for a root and some green to come out. If you notice, this green will turn into a leaf. So inside one of these seeds is enough food for this to grow a root, to grow a shoot going up, and to bring out some leaves. And if you can see, this one is just about to get rid of that old skin that was holding the seed together, the outside cover of the skin, and then those leaves will really pop out. So this is something you can do. All you have to do is add water. And the paper towel that I tried to show you that doesn't want to come out right now, that paper towel will just absorb more water to keep your paper bag wet. The reason I used brown paper bag is I had white seeds. If you have dark seeds, then you can just use your paper towel. But this is a fun thing to see. You can really see what's going on down in the dirt. Now, these guys that are growing really tall, I'll probably have to plant today because they're not going to last very. They're going to get hungry for the soil and all the nutrients that are in soil. But that's a fun thing you can do. The other thing I noticed the other day when I was digging around in my garden at home is I saw a plant that had little oak leaves on it. And I thought, uh-oh, you know what this is? It's a little oak tree. And do you know where oak trees come from? They come from acorns. There's what's left of an acorn that I could find. And if you look here, now unfortunately when I hit it with the shovel, I hit this taproot. But this is what's left of the acorn. That little bottom, and that is still feeding a root of this plant. So just like with the beans, the same thing happened with an acorn. So an acorn's a type of seed too. Something else that you might find fun to do is if you go to the store and buy an avocado, you know, those wonderful meaty vegetables, they're actually a fruit. because they usually have a hard nut inside. And this is the avocado seed. Now, it doesn't come with the toothpicks. The reason I put the toothpicks in is so that it can have some water in the bottom. And I just started this just yesterday, so nothing's growing yet. But it's absorbing up that water. It's getting fatter, and I'm hoping, oh, there's a little skin cracking here, actually. I'm hoping something will grow up out of it. You never know. We always try. It's always good just to experiment sometimes. Now, something I noticed here in our garden also, since we've got all these plants growing along with the weeds, here's something that grew that I didn't even realize was here anymore. This is a garlic plant. And what is up here, these things are called scapes. This is garlic scapes. And a lot of people like to cut them a little bit earlier than now and saute them because they have a wonderful garlicky taste. Well, because they're garlic. I opened up one of these, and if you noticed, inside here are all sorts of little baby garlic seeds. So that's what's happening right now. And the reason people cut off the scapes is so that more energy can go down into the plant that's growing the garlic. But I always like to see these because these look like something out of, I don't know, they almost look like cranes, but they could look like something out of Dr. Seuss too. But obviously last season, some of these must have dispersed and I got new seeds because I didn't plant any garlic this year. And here's a volunteer plant. Plants grow in all sorts of different ways. Some grow from roots, some grow from seeds. We've talked about seeds today. And sometimes when you have a piece of plant that falls off, if you stick it into water, you'll get roots. And once you get roots, you can plant it. Here is somebody who really got roots. This is off a house plant that I had. It's called a jade tree. And it fell off, and I felt really badly for it, so I stuck it in some water. Now, this was back in January. Look at the root system this guy has. This guy is ready to be planted. I have so many jade plants at home. It's amazing, and it's all of this one plant that I got. Probably about 15 years ago from a friend of mine in South Carolina. And the name of the plant is George. And I have lots of George. I used to number them. I don't even remember how many jade plants I've given away. But that's a jade plant. Okay? So there are lots of different things you can do to try to grow plants. Thank you very much for listening today. Hope you learned a little bit of something. And something else I want to tell you is we've got lots and lots of books at the library that you can now order that are on plants and how things grow. So check our website. See if you can't find something. Until later, bye for now.